morning students, how are you all? I hope all are healthy and safe at home. Students, today I am going to take class for 5th standard English subject. This is the 7th session. In this session, we are going to learn a lesson about the Susruta, father of surgery. In older days, nowadays there is a surgery because of so many for surgery we are using so many technical equipments, but in olden days there was no equipments. That time also one great man, Susruta, he founded the surgery. Susruta, the father of surgery, was born in 6th century BC, before Christ. That's the 6th century. In 6th century only started the surgery. He was descendant the Vishwamitra, the Vedic sage. He learned surgery and medicine from the king of Varanasi, Dasa Dhanvantri. Okay, he learned the medicine from a king of Varanasi. Okay students, I'll start the lesson. There was a frantic knocking at the door which woke up the aged physician Susruta from his afternoon nap. Okay, when he slept in the afternoon, a person knocked the door and he woke up. Who could be there at my door at this time? He is thinking, who is there in this time? He asked himself. Must be someone who needs my help desperately. Saying this, Susruta went up to the door asking, who is it? Now, in the afternoon, while he is sleeping, he is taking afternoon nap. Okay? Someone knocked the door of a physician, Susruta. He himself asking, who is at this time knocking the door? And he only answered for that, someone who desperately need my help. And he went near to the door, opened the door and asked who it is. I am in great distress, replied a physician. A tragedy has befallen me and I am in great pain and anguish. You are the only person who can help me, was the assuring reply. One of a person, he came and knocked the door and said, you are only the person who can help me. And when Susruta opened the door, he was in a for shock. At the door stood a stranger crying and annoying with the blood flowing down from his earlobe. Okay, from his earlobe the blood is coming outside. Come in immediately, said Susruta. The person who is crying and is a stranger, he is with the flowing down his head to the earlobe. Come in immediately, said Susruta. All will be well, but stop crying and whining. Have courage. Don't be discouraged. You have to find courage and don't cry. Stop crying. He led the stranger to a neat and clean room with surgical instruments laid out neatly on a big table. Okay, he take that person to a room where a surgical instruments laid on a table, kept on a table, laid out neatly on a big table. In one corner were clean mattresses stacked one top of the another. Susruta took out one mattress and spread it out on a lung bed. Okay, here spreaded a mattress. He then asked the stranger to sit on it. He asked the strange person to sit on the bed. Susruta then cleaned the stranger's face and ears with the extract of a medicinal plant. He then handed the stranger a mug of wine and instructed him to drink it. Now, with the help of medicinal plant, he gained blood in his ears and on his face also, and he offered him a mug of wine and asked to drink that. This claimed the stranger. After this, Susmita started preparing for the surgery. After drinking the wine, the person is preparing for the surgery. The first thing he did was he went into his garden. That Susmita, he went into the garden. In the garden, there was a large green creeper. He took the largest leaf from the creeper and brought it into the room. He had prepared for the operation. Susmita measured the size of the earlobe with it. Now he went to his garden and he plucked up leaves from the garden and he measured the size of earlobe with it. Then, picking up a knife and forceps from the table, he put them over a flame of a sterilize. He then proceeded to carve out a strip of flesh from the stranger's cheek. He started doing surgery with the help of a knife and forceps. The man cried and moaned in the pain, but the wine had numbed his sense to some extent. This makes him the father of anesthesia. Now he again gave that wine more. From that reason, he felt senseless the part. Now, for that reason, he called him as a father of anesthesia. He used as an anesthesia over there. Where the person get operated, they used to now they used to inject. Okay, they use some injections to make that part dead. After that only they used to surgery. Olden days, that Susmita he used a mug of wine that made him anesthesia. The next step was to bandage the area from where the flesh had been carved out. From that area, from where he taken out the flesh, you want to bandage that part. It had to be done with the utmost care. After bandaging the cut, Susmita continuously transplanted the carved out flesh onto the disfigured earlobe. Now, he put that flesh on the earlobe. He then molded the transplanted flesh into the shape and dusted the area with the red sandalwood, powdered licorice and Indian barberry extract. By using the medicinal plants, red sandalwood, powdered licorice and Indian barberry extract. After this treatment, here sprinkles a little sesame oil on it. After doing that, all these things, surgery completed, he powdered sandalwood powder on that and a little sesame oil on that. Lastly, he covered the flap with the honey and the butter and bandaged it with cotton and linen. Now he put a bandage. For that, he used a cotton and linen. He then dusted it with the powder of baking clay. Now he used the baking clay. After the surgery was complete, Susmita, like an efficient physician, advised his patient on the do's and also prescribed a list of herbs and medicines to be taken and applied regularly. Now, after completing surgery, he put a bandage over there by using all medicinal plants orders only. Okay. After that, he suggested as a physician some what to eat, what not to eat, what to do, what do not, what we should not do. All these things explained, and he given a medicine what he has to apply regularly. He then advised the patient to come after a period of 2 weeks to be examined and as advised to further course of action. Now, after completing surgery, he explained all the medicines, what he has to take, what he has to not take, the food also, and what are all the treatment he has to follow. All he explained to the patient, and again he suggested to come back after 15 days, after 2 weeks. This incident took place almost 26 centuries ago. All this taken place before 26 years. As we read, we realize that Shushruta did not use it. What Shushruta did was not very different from what a surgeon would do today. Before 26 centuries only, Shushruta done all this procedure. Now, what doctors follow? In fact, to recognize Shushruta as the father of surgery would not be wrong. Now, by seeing all these things, you can call him as a father of century. Okay, father of surgery before 26 centuries only. He has also been called the first plastic surgeon. Now, after seeing this, now he's taken some flesh from other place and put it in a earlobe. Okay, this process we call as a plastic surgery. For that reason, we call as a first plastic surgeon for Shushruta also. He is a father of surgery, father of anesthesia also, and first plastic surgeon also. This great ancient Indian physician is the main author of the treatise Shushruta Samahita. He written a book, Shushruta Samahita. The Shushruta Samahita is one of the most important treatises on medicines and addresses all in all aspects of medicines and surgery. He written a book, Shushruta Samahita, which in that book all the medicines and addresses what are the aspects of medicines and surgery. This treatise has medical knowledge that is of relevance even for the modern day physicians and surgeons. Now, modern day surgeons and physicians also can follow that. The Kitab Sham al-Hindi, also known as Kitab-i-Susrud, is actually an Arabic translation of this treatise. This book translated to Arabic language. The golden age of surgery in ancient India rests largely on the shoulders of Shushruta, who lived sometime between 700 to 600 BC. Sushruta practiced and propagated the art of surgery at the University of Banaras in the ancient city of Varanasi, located at the banks of river Ganga. He practiced the surgery in a University of Banaras, which is located in Varanasi on the banks of river Ganga. Shushruta asserted that a physician should invest efforts to prevent diseases as much as creative remedial procedures. An important means of prevention, stated Shushruta, is physical exercise and hygienic habits and practices. He also stressed that excessive strenuous exercise can be injurious and can make one more susceptible to diseases. You should not do more exercise also. More stress also should not give. Regular moderate exercises suggested Shushruta improves resistance to disease and physical decay. Now, in the olden days also, he suggested some exercises to improve the resistance power. Shushruta was the first in human history to suggest that a student of human surgery should practice on object resembling the diseased body part are carcasses. He recommended in-session studies on water gourds, cucumbers, leather bags filled with the fluids and bladders of dead animals. The Sushruta Samahita mentions various methods of cure and correction, including reconstruction of the nose. Okay, so many processes is suggested for the students of a human surgery. Okay, he suggested so many things of the students to the human surgery. Many of Rushruta's contributions are discussed even today. Many of the suggestions, okay, discussed in today's life also. Some of these include fistula, heart pain, circulation of body fluids such as blood, diabetes, obesity, and hypertension. Many contributions has given by Sushruta. Okay. In that time only, he suggested many things, mainly heart pain, diabetes, obesity, and hypertension. 26 centuries before only, he explained about all these diseases. What we majorly finding all these diseases nowadays: heart attacks, diabetes, obesity, and hypertension. It is observed that the first mention of leprosy is described in Sushruta Samahita. Leprosy also explained over there. This book also discusses kidney stones and their surgical removal. Kidney stones, all the diseases, what we are majorly finding, what we are majorly seeing in all persons, that all the diseases before only we suggested medicines for the all diseases. Sushruta gave considerable attention and time to ophthalmic study as a condition such as cataracts were common even during his time. In his treatise, he describes 76 different types of eye diseases, out of which 51 require surgery. That time only they explained in Sushruta Samahita about the cataracts. Okay, what are the eye surgeries? Okay, different types of eye diseases, out of which 51 requires surgery. For 51 problems, we need a surgery. Sushruta described and used 101 blood instruments and 20 sharp instruments, which according to him should have an edge of so fine that it should divide the hair on the skin. Okay, so many instruments, 101 blunt instruments and 20 sharp instruments. That time only we use all these things. Some dansa yantras are actually the first forms of modern surgical instruments, such as spring forceps and dissection and pressing forceps. That time only we used the spring forceps, dissection and spring forceps. He was the pioneer of naming the surgical instruments after birds or animals. For example, hawkbills, forceps and scissors, crocodile forceps, calf-faced forceps and tiger-faced forceps. He named all these before the names of the birds and animals. This system of names is prevalent even today. Even before Joseph Lister put forth the concept of aspect, Sushruta was already aware of it and was practicing it during surgeries. In addition to all these, there are numerous contributions made by Sushruta in the field of surgery. So many contributions he gave, such as extraction of foreign bodies, tooth extraction, removal of urinary stones, locating and treating fractures and performing the cesarean operations. All these things in that centuries of it, he done all this. Being a genius, perfectionist in all aspects of surgery, he attached great importance to seemingly unimportant factors such as the scars after healing. He went as far as prescribing ointments to achieve this. Okay, all these achievements, contributions are given by the great Indian person Sushruta, ancient person Sushruta, father of surgery, father of anesthesia. Okay, we can call with the so many names. Okay, students, this is a lesson about the ancient person Sushruta, father of surgery in Indian history. Okay. Now, I'll write some dictation words. You write and practice at home. Dictation words. anesthesia, asepsis, barbary, befallen, cesarean, cases, cataracts, creepers, descendant, disfigured, dissection, faucets, frantic, hogwill, licorice, pioneer, revert, cessant, stack, sterilized, treatise. Okay, all these words you learn and practice at home. Okay, students, this is the end of the session. In this session, we learned the lesson about the father of surgery, Sushrita, and dictation words.